Good evening, morning, afternoon, everybody. How are we today? This is the 8th, I think it's the 8th episode of the Infinity Cast. Welcome with me, NovaBlue.
And me, ChessPieceFace.
So, how are we all doing, guys? I hope we're all good. How's your week been then, Chess? What have you been up to on your stream and regarding Infinity Wars, of course?
Oh, I've had a pretty rough couple of weeks, actually. We took a little time off here on the cast to settle some things. Nova had a birthday, and I had some personal matters to take care of. Playing Infinity Wars, not playing as much as I was, just because, I kind of streamed Infinity Wars 6 months straight, and I think everybody has their own natural limits for this sort of thing. The truth is, though, every time I do go and play Infinity Wars, I have fun when I'm playing it. I can't lie about that. Like, even though I'm definitely achieving some state of burnout, which I think is natural to any game you're gonna play that much.
Of course.
I do enjoy playing it. When I play, I have fun.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I get what you mean. I get why people are getting slightly burnt out because riff runs. I've got to say this: like in riff runs at the moment. I know they've made the changes to scouting mission to make it uncommon from common, which is going to.
And they changed the matchmaking in riff runs.
Yes. The matchmaking is actually better. It does seem to have made a good difference. I think we're going to see if this matchmaking system is working as intended. We're going to see a lot shorter riff runs. We're not going to see the big 40s and 50s constantly at the top. I think it'll probably lower it down quite a bit, but we'll have to wait till the things reset next week. But in draft
should have reset yesterday. It didn't.
Does it reset? Yeah, it does. It sometimes is a couple of days late. Because I think they have to do it manually for now. Don't think it's on automatic, so I guess someone forgets to flick the switch or something. But yeah, there's so much GI. I kind of like in riff runs. There's just so much GI just everywhere. It's like as soon as you see a Tinkerer in command, you're like, oh. Lucas scouting mission, because obviously they changed scouting mission to uncommon, but it's still not out the pool yet. It's still in the pool still. It's not being kind of filtered out yet. It's going to take another week or so to be properly filtered out. So you're still finding them all the time anyway. But no, the game is still good. The game is really good. The game is still progressing. And obviously, Star Trek previews or Star Trek pre-orders are here. So
Star Trek pre-orders are here.
They are. It's and they're all plat as well. That
was a pretty hot topic on my show, actually. The night it released. I think it was night you were already off for your birthday, but we had a pretty heated discussion about the Star Trek pre-order for some period of time. Some people who feel like these cards aren't useful because they're not ranked legal. That's a legitimate point of view. If you only want to play competitively, these cards are not of value to you. Unless there's going to be side tournaments that are Star Trek tournaments or something. Maybe they're going to release multiple sets of Star Trek cards. Eventually, there's going to be a Star Trek tournament, something like that. I don't know.
That'd be awesome, because I'd love to do that. I'd love to have a Star Trek-based tournament. That'd be great. I think that'd be really cool.
Well, these are called Phase 1, these packs. They're called Phase 1. So it makes you think there is going to be potentially a Phase 2, Phase 3.
Well, if they implement the different types of systems they want, that Elfie mentioned in the interview that we did with him, how he wants the different buttons. He wants just the normal play as it is now, where you can play any card, you can play... Well, he called it infinite mode, didn't he? I think he called it infinite mode.
Yeah, that's what he called it. Infinite mode.
So you click on that and you can play any deck, any card from any of that. And if you don't want to come across the Star Trek cards or anything, then you click on what will be normal play, which will be only ranked legal decks, but without the ranked part.
Well, right now that's called tournament mode. Is what that's called.
Yeah, tournament mode. So normal mode will become infinite mode, and tournament mode will become normal mode, essentially. That as far as I'm understanding about that, which will be good. And when there's a bigger population, when the game finally releases and stuff, I think that'd be nice, because then people can play the game how they like it. If they want to play with the Star Trek cards, great. I'm honestly looking forward to playing with them, though. I'm honestly looking forward to messing around with them, making some interesting decks.
I hope it does. I've still not decided whether to purchase them myself or not.
Mhm.
Mostly because the price per card is a little bit high, and I'm not sure how this is going to work in with other collections because I can't tell if a rare from this set is going to be worth more or less than a rare from another set. These cards cost more money, so their trading value per rarity seems a little out of whack. And I'm not sure how that's going to work. Or they can't. I don't think you can trade a Star Trek rare for any other rare in the game because at least it can't. You can't say, "Oh, even trade," just by standards of the game. These cards cost 2.5 times more, as far as I can tell. So does Star Trek Uncommon equal another Uncommon? I don't think so. Does a Star Trek Rare equal another Rare? I don't think so.
Well,
Maybe it does.
Yeah, technically they're all going to be equal value to each other, regardless of the rare, common, or epic, or whatever.
That's right. So in a way,
Because you get one of each.
the rarities in this Star Trek set mean nothing in a way.
Yeah, essentially. But yeah, they are going to be interesting to think of trade value. The fact that they're going to be plat as well, which is down the line, they're going to have good trade value as well. Potentially.
But that's exactly my concern. Do they have more trade value? Do they have less trade value than a card that's truly epically rare? If there's an epic in this set, it's not actually rare. I mean, unless you buy the blisters. If you buy anything above the blisters, the epic is no more rare than the uncommon or whatever it is. It's not of epic rarity, really.
Yeah. I suppose it depends what the packs are going to look like after the pre-orders. After the pre-orders,
Yep.
if you can still buy one of every card, or just the blister packs are on sale, or something like that, then
I suppose that's a factor, yeah. I suppose that's a factor.
so, but we'll obviously see how they're. So yeah, Star Trek cards are coming. We don't know when. They're obviously pre-ordered, so I'd say a couple of weeks before they're available, something like that. Maybe a bit longer.
Yeah, they're presently in quality assurance testing, so minimum 2 weeks. Probably coming close to the Ascension release, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe earlier.
I think it'll probably release, and then maybe like a week after the Ascension pre-orders will start, or something like that. I think they'll kind of carry it over. I don't know. We'll see.
We don't know though.
No,
so
we don't
don't
know
take
at all.
our word for it. We don't know.
That's just a guess. But I have played around with them on the test server, and they are really fun. The mechanics, the way they work out, they're really, really fun. So on the screen right now, I'll pop up the Star Trek cards we are allowed to preview to that have been previewed already, and also the Starfleet and the Klingon card backs. So for people who don't know about the Star Trek set or whatever, it's basically they're bringing in about 22 cards. Both of them split between a few factionless and the Starfleet Academy. Not Starfleet Academy, yeah. Starfleet and the Klingon factions, these two little factions. They're not going to be ranked legal, but they have some really, really cool mechanics in them. And yeah, the art is really cool as well. They've got the art really well done, actually. I will say that.
Yeah, it is good original art.
So we'll just go through these cards. So like Type 2 Phaser. 1 cost, target character gains 4 power but can no longer reduce a character's health below 1 through combat. I think it's really cool. Really nice mechanic. Like, it can be used offensively and defensively.
It's kind of an opposite of hubris.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. But like the thing is, like, you stick this on like a Scrar, for example. It can't kill anything. That's quite funny. Like, a Scrar that can't kill anything, that's useless.
Well, I never thought about using that as a...
Yeah, you can use it offensively or defensively. It's
I've been such an aggro-oriented player. I always think, oh, how does this help me? If I hear a buff, I think, oh, I'm going to use this on my own guys. But you're right, using this on opponents... But, you know, if you use it on a Scar, it could essentially leave your whole army with 1 hit point, then a Heat Wave take out everything.
Yeah, true. But generally, if you're running a Scry, you're not going to have Heat Wave. Generally.
Generally not.
But that's just one application for it as well. So There's some other cool cards in this, and the art's brilliant for this as well. I've seen the animated art as well for this. It looks great. So yeah, the USS Enterprise. This has been the butt of many a joke, saying that because it's an artifact, the Walrus can kill the Enterprise. It's glorious. It is glorious. But yeah, this card is pay 1, choose a character you control. The character that character becomes the pilot of the USS Enterprise, similar to the Mega Unit 01. Pay 5, draw cards equal to the pilot's piloting skill.
Right. So unlike Mega Unit 1, Star Trek characters have piloting skill.
Yes,
they have like a skill, which might be the beginning of new character skills in Infinity Wars. That might bleed over into the competitive sets. I don't know if I like that or not, but it's an interesting idea that some characters have a skill. It would be hard to introduce without, you can't give those skills to all the existing characters. So it'd be hard to introduce in another set. And I don't know. They haven't said, is there a default piloting skill for characters that don't have a listed piloting skill? Do they get one? I don't know.
No, I think it's only characters because it says like pilot 1, 2, 3, whatever.
So you can't make something a pilot that doesn't have the piloting skill. So USS Enterprise is useless if you don't have pilot characters.
There may be potential ways to give things piloting skills, but
I'm saying there should be a default. There should be a rule that if something doesn't have piloting skill, it counts as pilot 1.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But maybe it'd have to be human based or something. If it was
it should probably have to be human.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't have a Skrar piloting a USS Enterprise.
Yeah, I think that'd be something to bring up with them, actually. I think that'd be... It would definitely make them more viable. But obviously, they haven't been played yet, so we'll see how viable they are in normal mode, of course.
Sure.
But they're definitely going to be fun to play with. But yeah, that's the two backs. Oh my god, they're gorgeous, the two card backs. They're going to be bought a load.
I like the card backs better than I like the set of cards. I guess I shouldn't say that, but it's true. The card backs are just beautiful, just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. So coming back to this pilot skill on the Bird of Prey Klingon. So pay 1, target character becomes the pilot of Bird of Prey. While Bird of Prey is not in a combat zone, Bird of Prey is untouchable, which is a really, really nice mechanic. Bird of Prey gains health and power equal to 4 times the piloting skill of the pilot. So it's a 6/6. So when you put a pilot in it, it becomes beefy, very, very beefy.
That's an interesting take on the stealth of the Bird of Prey. It's an interesting take on a cloaking field.
I think it's really well thought out. I think it's really cool the way they've actually managed to fit it all in with Infinity Wars, but then equally fit as much to Star Trek as it does. So it's and also this is the only one we've got animated on the screen thus far. It's really, really nice. It's cool. But it's weird how it's not it's not flying though. But maybe that would be OP. Maybe that would be OP. But
a starship is not flying?
Nope. But then again, like a walrus can kill the Enterprise, so
well, that makes sense at least. At least it makes sense that the walrus can kill the Enterprise. It doesn't make any sense the starship's not flying.
True. Alright, moving on to Duel. This card is basically an endless fight. So choose a character you control, and then a character your opponent controls. Both characters will continue to do combat until one dies. So it's an endless fight. According to Robbie, if you use this on 2 nobles, it'll go forever.
I'm just curious, do you pronounce the word duel and the word jewel as the exact same word?
No, it's duel and jewel.
No. Jewel and jewel?
Duel and jewel. I suppose I do. Duel and jewel. Yeah. I kind of do, actually. Well, that's how I speak. So, that's how us Yorkshire lads speak.
America, where we pronounce words correctly.
Yorkshire. Leeds. No, it's not going to do that. British people who watch this will understand that, but yeah. Anyway, back to the duel.
Big up Big up yourselves, UK. Big up yourselves.
Indeed. But no, this is a cool card. It's obviously it is an endless fight. It's a fight that can just continue, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, somebody figured out a game-winning loop with it, but it turns out Duel actually doesn't fight endlessly. Duel has been capped at 10 fights.
Oh, okay.
Because if it was allowed to fight indefinitely, you could force a noble to fight your invincible defender forever until the opponent was moraled out.
That's cool. But that's a cool mechanic, though. I like that.
Yeah, well, they had to stop that.
Yeah. That's pretty funny, though. Gives you like a major clock on you on it.
Well, no, it's a one-turn win. As soon as you could make it happen, you just word of command someone's noble out into combat. You duel it against your invincible defender, and it does no damage turn after turn, fight after fight after fight after fight until the opponent's moraled out automatically. That is totally unfair.
It's still 40 morale, though, if you manage to pull it off. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. There's going to be some fun stuff you can do with Duel, I think. But these are the Star Trek cards that we're allowed to preview. There's obviously, I think there's is there 22 or 23 in the set? I think there's 22.
It's 20 even, actually.
Is it?
At least according to the pre-order screen, it is.
Okay, well then it's 20 then.
I think it's 10 Federation, 10 Klingon cards.
No, there's 3 or 4 factionless.
Oh. Well, that's right. Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
Mm-hmm. The art is incredible on the rest of them as well. It's absolutely incredible. There's some really, really cool stuff, and there's going to be some just the fun combinations. I'm just looking forward to just playing around with them.
And all your favorite characters. If there's a character from TNG that you're like, oh, I'd want a card for Data or for Riker or whatever. There's probably a card for them in the set. There's probably a card for all your favorite characters.
There's one key one missing though. I think that they should have put in, but they haven't.
I don't know if I noticed it.
I'll tell you after the stream, after the cast. But yeah, so that's Star Trek. Hopefully it's coming in the next few weeks officially. So pre-order them now. You should do if you want them. They are in plat if you pre-order them, which I'm quite surprised. I don't think there's going to be any foil or golds though. I don't think there might be in the future from like blister packs potentially. I don't know. They haven't told us anything about that actually, but I doubt it to be honest. But you never know.
These are definitely premium cards already, like premium in a different sense. These are the first like truly premium cards there have ever been. And whether that ends up being good or bad, I'm not sure yet. We'll find out.
Yeah, exactly. All right then. Moving on, we have later on in the show, guys, we have some spoiler art for you. Right now, we're going to go through all of the cards that have been previewed from the Ascension set on live. So I think there's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 of them. So we're going to go through all of those. And then after that, we're going to go through some spoiler art. Me and Chess have both been showing this stuff on our streams, but we wanted to put it in a place where you can come back to and watch it and look at it, admire it, and just awe over it.
Have a fab. Have a bit of a fab.
I wasn't going to say that, but okay. I was trying to. Never mind.
It's all right. It's my
I'm
job
just trying to be
things.
like, just dodging the word, not saying it, and Chess goes, I have a fab. It's fine. But no, it's all good. Right. Let's start with the first one, which is being previewed today. I think our last couple of days it's just come out. Bounty Hunter. First factionless card that's been previewed. So, 3 cost, 4 morale, 6/6. Bounty Hunter deals double damage to humans.
The art is boss.
Yes.
A lot of people have been saying they disrespect this card. A lot of people have been disrespecting the Bounty Hunter, saying it's not very useful. I think it's, for a mediocre card, it's quite good. It's a quite good mediocre card. That's what I think about it.
Yeah. I think this will... Hopefully there's going to be other cards of similar nature in Ascension. And I think they're quite cool. Like, the way this works, it's obviously going to bring in... It's gonna attest to the meta more than anything. So, if there's going to be lots of Flame Dawn decks, because they're all humans, then the Bounty Hunter may be a viable thing to put into your deck.
Flame Dawn and DoD are the human factions.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's where this is targeted clearly.
Yeah. So, like, if you think about it, yeah, suddenly DoD becomes the meta. Like, that's gonna happen. Well, it might do. You never know. I will make it the meta. That's my mission in life, to make DoD the meta. But yeah, anyway, if that becomes a meta, like, obviously they're a really defensive faction. So, for example, using GI and Bounty Hunters to buff them up. Imagine this buffed up. It'll just take out anything, double damage. Like anything human, like, at all. It's a cool concept. Obviously, not every single card has to be amazing, because that would be broken as hell. But it's a cool card, as you say.
I've heard a lot of like kind of hate on the Bounty Hunter, and I don't see it. Like, I think it's legit. Like for there, a lot of people have been like, well, when is this good? And I think like this is a 3-cost that can break any Flame Dawn rush. But the thing is it doesn't become a 12/12. It still only has 6 hit points. So, but it's good against, like, it can kill Kali the Purifier, even though it's only a 6/6. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
It can kill a Bromwich. It can kill an Iriel. It can kill Gauhan. It can kill a Zun Zhen. It can kill a Glorious Warrior. It can kill a lot of things that are bigger and more expensive than it. So
there is that as well. So yeah, maybe if you buffed up its health, potentially bring it down to a 2-cost. Maybe if it becomes completely useless. But as it stands right now, it's good. It's going to be interesting. Someone's going to come up with a deck that makes this work, for sure.
Well, I think the problem with the card is it's in the matchup. Its value is in the matchup.
Yeah,
Against a Warpath deck, this is just not very handy.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, like, this is going to be the kind of card that's going to be in the meta. Like, if there are a lot of DoD and Flame Dawn decks around, then this will crop up a lot and such like that. So we'll see how it plays out. But anyway, yeah, the Artist Boss. It's just like, he's such a badass.
I wish I had a sniper rifle that was taller than me.
Yeah, exactly. That just screws over the Assassinate sniper rifle just tenfold.
Maybe he's only like 4 feet tall. He's a
dwarf with like this miniature sniper rifle. He's hiding his beard.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
Yeah.
New flavor text.
Indeed. All right, moving on to the Flame Dawn Commando. So,
does anybody else think there's something extremely suggestive about what the Commando's doing with the knife there? It's a little bit lewd and lascivious there.
Just a little bit, yeah. Yeah, so Flame Dawn Commando, another 1-cost card from Flame Dawn. Emphasis on the rush, of course. When Flame Dawn Commander comes into play, that card deals 3 damage. It's actually 2 now on live. They changed it.
Mine says 3 again.
On live. Oh, okay, then it is 3 then. They changed it back.
They had nerfed it down to 2, but now mine says 3 on live. I don't know if that's what the deal is with that.
It doesn't matter too much, I don't think, between 2 and 3 health, because there's not that much that has 3 health. Things either have 2 health, or only a few things.
No, the only card I can think of is Herald. Herald of the Flame Dawn. Herald of the Dawn is a 3/3.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So making it 3 doesn't actually affect it too much, really. But no, it's a really good card. 1 cost for potentially like 7 damage. That's pretty damn good.
I mean, it strictly can only be compared to Aspirant and Torchbearer.
Yes.
So, is it better than Aspirant sometimes? Is it better than Torchbearer sometimes? Torchbearer also does 3 damage to the Fortress, is a 4/4. This is comparable, I think, fully comparable to Aspirants and Torchbearers, and that's what matters.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's cool. But the art is brilliant for this.
Yeah, great art. Really good. I love the color on the Flame Dawn guy and the grays on the target, too.
Yeah. It's really cool. So, it's pretty dark. But yeah, I can see why you say it's a bit suggestive with that blade.
A little of the old in out, in out.
Yep, exactly. All right, time for some Exile love. Mindbender. Obviously, this card is good because Exiles need good stuff. So 4 cost, 7 morale, plunder 1. Mindbender hits the opponent's fortress. They must discard a random card at the start of the next turn. I like it a lot. It's a very good card that Exiles needs. I am worried about the 4 cost though, because a lot of good Exile stuff. Obviously, the whole of Exiles isn't particularly good at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's on. 4 cost is the right cost for this card, though.
Yeah, true. It's just that Exiles need, other than 4 cost cards, there's a lot of stuff on 4 right now.
There is, but this would be too good at 3 and too expensive at 5.
That's true. We're just hoping the rest of the set that they add some other stuff in, but
Yeah, there's a lot of 4 costs in Exile. They're very heavy at that point.
yeah,
But this is not an Exile card, so a lot of them are discardable. This is not one you would discard.
But the effect on this is really nice. So obviously with Plunder you gain a card, and if you manage to hit the fortress with this thing, you stick it at the back, then it takes a card away from your opponent, which is amazing.
This is a very high priority target. If your opponent gets this out, you want to get it off the board quickly. Yeah. And that's something Exiles are getting good at, is having high priority targets. This is something you don't want to allow to stay on the board for very long.
Yep, exactly. And it's a 9/8, so it's pretty strong as well. The 9 damage is pretty nice. Obviously, it's not as good as 10, because obviously 10 is exponentially better than 9, but it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good for a 4 cost. So this is some well-deserved love that Exiles have got coming their way. And I know Durgis, who is on my team, he's the resident Exile player and is fastly becoming known as Mr. Exile. He absolutely loves this card. So if he loves it, it's a good thing. Right, moving on to some Warpath. Primal Rage. So this card, it fits with the kind of lore of... the lore's not on this card, but the lore this card represents. So it's a 2 cost, target character gains +2/+2. The first time the character would die from this damage, it survives on 1 health instead. So regarding the lore of the game, what's coming, like, obviously everyone's putting their last ditched efforts into fighting off the virus. So everyone's doing these final pushes, so it's using that adrenaline boost to try and kill them and stuff. And
I think the big question is, why is this bear wearing pants?
Definitely. That is also the huge question I didn't even notice. That is true. But then, like, there's a lot of the beasts that are wearing clothes. I mean, why is
he's got a belt. It's a belt to hold his pants up. But it seems a little silly.
But let you think, like, why is the matriarch wearing clothes? Like,
to cover her boobies.
Well, yeah, exactly. But it's a beast. No one cares. Like, if you look at Rakal, he's wearing a load of, like, stuff on him. He's wearing loads of stuff.
Well, I view Rakal as like a tribal war leader or something.
Maybe this is one of his mates. He goes
this looks
out drinking
like maybe a werewolf. Like, this was used to be human and became a bear, like a werebear.
Man bear pig, maybe. No, not quite that, but
this is a really awful surprise. This is the kind of card that can really turn the tide of a whole game.
Definitely. Like,
it does not. It should not. By the way it's worded, it should not counter kill spells, though. Should not counter a death ray or an assassinate or a called shot, because it has to die from damage.
Yes. But like, if you're defending with any character with this, obviously it defends twice. If it's got a high attack, low health, yeah, it could defend twice instead of once. You stick this on
it could defend its whole health and then get one last extra defense out of it.
Yeah, exactly. So this could go really well with DoD decks with the defensive stuff on top of that. Also, on the offensive side of it, you stick this with a Scry. Oh my god, that's insane.
It's a very good splash ability for Warpath, which Warpath has almost no good splash abilities besides Fight, and maybe Brutality.
Yeah. But this it's a cool card. It's going to see a lot of play, definitely. Yeah, as I said, but Warpath are mainly based on just having beasts, though, so it'd be weird for them to have loads of abilities. Combined with Unstoppable, this card is just phenomenal. You just with Scry's Young, with just anything like that, it's really, really potent with. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out of this. Hey, you could combo this with Fight itself as well, couldn't you?
Yeah, you'd be left with 1 health on that unit, but it'd keep it alive, especially if you used it on something that has Enrage before you enrage the thing. So you combo it, it saves at 1 life, and then you enrage it to boost its health again. You could do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be really nice. Yeah, there's a lot of applications for this. It's cool. It's going to see some interesting play. All right. Moving on to and also the art on this is phenomenal. Just want to point that out as well. It's so smooth and just great. So moving on to Overclock. This is the similar kind of thing, where the last ditch attempt kind of stuff. So overclock a thing for the last time and then it breaks. So that artificial character you control has its power and health doubled at the end of the turn. This card is destroyed. So it's 3-cost ability, uncommon.
This is potentially game breaking.
Oh well, it's only artificials though.
Yeah, but all you need is 1 big flyer.
That's true. But it does kind of, it puts GI in a place where it's like it brings it back more to the, all right, I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket and one-shot them in one go. And like, because that's the thing in other card games and things, actually, like the one-shot kind of deck, so you build up to this one move where you kill them in one blow. This card does that and will be able to create those kind of decks.
I think you can also overclock something and then construct it onto something else and preserve the doubled power and health.
Yes, exactly. So that's, again, extremely powerful.
But maybe too powerful. That's my concern.
It is only artificials, though, so you have to remember that. Like, originally it was anything.
So you have a splitter out, right? It's 10-10. You use Tinker on it and make it a 13-13. You overclock it for 3. There you spent 4 resources. And now that makes it a 26-26. And for the 5th resource, you construct it onto something else. And you get all the splitter stuff back. You spent 5 resources to add 27-27 to something else on the board. That's nuts.
That's true. We'll have to see it in play when it's tested and stuff. It may change. Obviously, all the stuff we're showing now may completely change on launch because the testing's only just begun on the set. So, as last time when we did this for Infestation, when we were previewing the cards as well, it was the same. Like when Infestation came out, the cards that we'd preview were kind of like, but none of them were the same. Like they'd all changed somewhat.
And some have continued to change for that matter. Some
exactly.
Have continued to change.
So it could all change, but yeah, this is potentially, as you say, it is potentially game breaking. It could do some absolutely crazy stuff, and it makes GI a lot more powerful as well. A lot more powerful with their artificials and things, but with the splitter block, because that could happen turn 5, so you could have a 27-27 turn 5 on the board with the splitter.
No, that's a 27-27 buff onto something else.
Yeah.
Like a scouting drone. And you'd suddenly have a 30-30 flyer out on turn 5.
That's true. Yeah. Potentially. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's a multi-card combo, and multi-card combos are legit, but it's a very scary multi-card combo.
Yeah. The fact that it's 1 purity doesn't matter, though. Like, 1 purity, 2 purity doesn't really matter, because it is only artificials. So you are only going to be playing this with Genesis.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a few artificials outside Genesis. There's Mortar Cannon, Battle Tank, there's Martyr Golem, There's prototype, converted prototype. There's
Using this on a martyr golem would be quite interesting because obviously it can take double damage that turn.
Yeah, if you knew there was a big turn coming.
Yeah. He's gonna die anyway, so that's kind of cool.
So there are a few artificials outside Genesis that this will combo with, but not many.
No. Well, potentially you could combine it with, if you combine it with double sleepers, with the raised dead thing that makes it artificial as well.
Oh, the infested scavenger.
Yeah, the infested scavenger.
Things to artificials. That's true. It makes things into artificials.
Yeah. So that could give sleepers some well-needed big hitters.
Well, it means when your recurring nightmare comes back on its own, it comes back as artificial.
Yeah. But those stack now. That buff stacks now. So
much stronger that way.
Yeah. So yeah, could see potential stuff with the sleepers then. So yeah, we'll look out for this card. It's going to be interesting. Now this one is another one as well. Void Split. 2 Purity of Aurora, 5 costs. Destroy target character in a combat zone. Spawn 2 demon characters with half the power and health of the target card in the same zone. So, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't know about this card. Like, it seems that you'd mostly want to use this as an attack.
Mm-hmm.
To take apart something that has abilities and get rid of it. This is mostly a way to remove abilities from the game.
Yeah, that's true. Well, like a couple of cards, mainly from Exile, it can be used offensively and defensively. I really like cards like this that are kind of multi-purpose.
I see, but I don't see as much offensive value to this because it's not like Splitterbot where you get the full attack value of the original character and then you get 2 new characters. You actually have to give up the character that you're splitting. And if it had flying, you're losing the flying. If it had some sort of activate ability, you're losing that. So I see this is better as a way to like stop an unstoppable from being like take a Skrar apart or to take apart a flyer or something like that and make it into ground units.
Yeah, that's true. But then, like, the combo I think of it is like if you think about it with GI. So you buffed up this really big target. You want to play it out that turn. It's your priority. You play Void Split on this big, like, let's say 50 buff target that you have. You play it on your priority. Their Death Ray whiffs on something else, and you've got 2 25/25s in the zone. It can be used as a dodge ability. Also, like, if you so you have, like, let's say a couple of big characters. They are easily big enough to punch through what you're attacking, but they've got too many defenders. So you split them up so you have more things attacking. Because
yeah, I see that side of it. I just think it's much more powerful as a way to break down large opponents.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because they won't preserve the attributes. Like if you do it on a Skrar, 2 8/8 non-unstoppables, very much weaker than a 16/16 unstoppable.
Yes, agreed. So it's going to have some interesting applications because it does turn them into demon characters. So you can't split like 2 artificials into 2 different things and then buff them and such.
Does have, I mean, if you combo this with something like Exile Splash, where you've got Alpha Demons.
Yeah, that's pretty nice actually. Yeah, that's potentially a lot more damage. Yeah, there's going to be some fun things coming out of this card. I think someone may find something to break the game with this card potentially, but we'll have to wait and see on that front. I like the art as well. The art's really, really nice. The fact that they're going backwards and forwards though, it's quite amusing.
Yeah, the art's very good.
But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Right, moving on to my favorite faction, of course, Inspire. Inspire. 3 cost, I think it's a bit pricey for what it is. So target character takes half damage this turn. So basically, it's a Zhu Shen for a single target. Really cool concept for a card. Really good. I like the idea of it.
And there's a Dongus. There's a Dongus coming out of the sky for whatever reason. I don't know why the person is praying to a giant ghostly Dongus.
It's probably Aoshun just dangling around. I don't know.
It's Aoshun's Dragon Dongus? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Nova?
That's not.
That seems inappropriate. That seems unlike you to say something like that. Do you guys... Okay, confirmed. NovaBlue thinks that's Aoshun's Dragon Dongus.
It's all good. Yeah. Potentially. But no, it'd be cool if it was Zhu Shen praying. That'd be nice. That'd be kind of cool. But... no, I think this is a bit pricey. I'd rather just play a Zhu Shen for 4 and do it for everything rather than just 1.
But it could be a clutch. It could be a clutch game winner. I mean, it may be pricey. It is a fire and forget. It's 3, right? I don't have that one up.
Yeah, it's 3. Yeah. I think bringing it down to 2 would be. I see where you're coming. Like, it could do extremely well with stuff. But
if somebody's finally balanced out the stacks, so they're counting down to the single digits, and you bust that on something,
it could defend pretty damn well if you use it with this.
I wonder what that does. I wonder what that does on immovable. By the way,
it would half the damage, and then he would take. So if it was, let's say.
Yeah,
it'd still take the 3. It'd still take the 3 because it would half the damage he'd take, but then he'd only take 3. So if it was like, I'd say an 8/8 attacking him, it would obviously bring it down to 4, but then he would still take that 4 damage, and it would still be the 3. So I wouldn't half it. But no, like again, we keep coming back to Scrah. Like, if you use this on a Scrah, Jesus.
I think the flavor text needs to say, pray to Dragon Dongus, take half damage.
All right, then. Well, the fact that the sky is green worries me a little bit as well.
It's dragon urine from the Dongus. Am I going too blue with this? Are we outside the appropriateness level for this podcast?
Let's hope not.
I'm
Let's
so
hope
sorry.
Not. I don't think I have to put a crystal on you today, but I think
this is how I make myself feel better, you guys. Is I talk about silly toilet humor. So how I improve my mood, and hopefully some of you laughed. to compensate for those of you whose children were watching and you had to shut the podcast off.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. All right. Moving on to.
Mommy, what's a Dragon Dongus?
All right, moving on to Infectious Transfusion. Another sleeper card, which is pretty
Such
nice.
cool art.
Yeah.
Such cool art on that card.
Yeah, it is very disgusting and glorious at the same time.
Only card in the game with pustules.
Yeah. They should do like a surprise art. If you look at it for 10 minutes, one of the pustules bursts or something.
And sprays on the camera. Sprays on the camera, just like.
All right. Don't need to go into details about it. Gee. But no, it's really cool. It's really disgusting and like, yeah, it's really good though. So like, target character gains 8 power and becomes poisoned, taking 2 damage per turn. So this fits into the thing of the zombies being at their strongest.
It's also fits into the theme of Primal Rage and Overclock.
Yes.
It's another overcharge card.
Yes, exactly. But the poison damage to turn is not that much.
Not if you get the thing big enough. It's not.
Like, what potentially could? Well, actually, would like if you use this on a recurring nightmare, would it still have the damage buff when it dies? Potentially. So if it does this, it dies. You bring it back, and it still has the 8 power. Because it does keep its buffs, but is that only from its self buffs when it comes back?
Oh, I guess we should test it.
Yeah, we should test that. Because that could be potentially extremely powerful. You even potentially put a couple of these on a recurring nightmare. It keeps coming back. Like, it could just be huge. It could be huge.
Seems like it shouldn't keep them.
No, it probably wouldn't, but it'd be cool if it did. It'd be cool.
Well, even if it does, it seems like it shouldn't. It seems like that's bad.
Yeah, true. But yeah, there's going to see some fun play with this card because it's obviously 1 purity, so it's a very, very splashable card. Very splashable card. 8 power for 2 is quite a lot. What's the other card that does this? From Warpath. That gives it 8 damage for that turn.
Brutality.
Brutality, that's the one, yeah. So, similar to Brutality, but obviously permanent. So, therefore, it's better. But it does have obviously, they're taking 2 damage per turn. But if used on a big enough character, that is just... You can ignore it. Potentially. Actually, this would combo incredibly well with the Kung Ji. 2 damage per turn is just completely void.
Well, does Kung Ji negate poison? No, it's...
I've had that done to me before, where I've had a Kung Ji in command or whatever, and then they've put poison over there. Okay, alright, GG. Yours thing slowly dies, my things just slowly get more health. So that's great, though. I love Kung Ji's great. So, right, moving on to the final card, before we start spoiling some art for you. That was previewed. The art on this one is amazing. Drag down. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. So 1 cost, target character loses flying until the end of the turn. It's gonna be
pretty critical for sleepers to have some flying hate.
Yes.
Pretty critical.
Very critical, yes. And especially this Angel as well. This poor Angel getting dragged into whatever.
Well, I think it's Cheryl, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. I don't think it is.
Well, the question is that an Angel uniform? I don't know, because that's the exact costume Cheryl is wearing.
I think most of the Angels are wearing the same kind of thing. From the stuff we've seen and the stuff we're going to show you in a bit. I think they're all wearing the same kind of spandex superhero type suit.
Well, it does look remarkably like Cheryl.
Yeah, it might be. We can maybe confirm that with Therum or something, but yeah, it's cool, and the art is one of the best thus far. The previews, I think. But yeah,
I like it.
This is definitely going to be useful against, not just obviously the Angels that are going to be coming or the new faction, against just general
There's
flyers.
Angels coming. There's a new faction.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's going to be useful against things like Demon of Fear, which are so pesky, and things like Subjugated Dragons and anything flying.
Any buff GI flyer.
Yeah, any buff GI flyer, exactly. It's just going to give you that 1 turn to kind of deal with it, which is well needed by the sleepers, because they pretty much, apart from removal, they have no flyer hate. They don't, do they? They have no flying units, and they have nothing that targets flyers. So this is their only flying counter at the moment.
Does Wall of the Dead not counter flying anymore? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, that's but no one plays
Wall of the Dead doesn't work so well with Hakeem the Corrupted deck.
Yeah, no one really plays Wall of the Dead anymore. So, all right then. So those are the preview cards that we've covered. Obviously, maybe in like a few weeks' time, there'll be a few more, and then we'll go over those as well.
Yeah, they're releasing like 2 per week still.
Yeah.
So guys, stay tuned and check your weekly quests. There are new preview cards all the time. The Ascension set is feature complete. It's being tested, but those cards are available to be released slowly. So you will be seeing more preview cards, and in a few weeks or a month, we'll go over the following preview cards. Mm-hmm. But if you're looking for something cool in Infinity Wars, a reason to log in, there's new cards all the time.
Yeah, exactly. All right then, guys. Time to spoil some art for you. This is art that's coming up in the new set. These are cards that have not been previewed. They are things that we don't even know what the abilities are and such like this, and It's all good. It's all good. So this is stuff me and Chess have been showing on our streams, but we felt that we should put it in a place where you guys can come back and look at it if you wish. Not just...
And have a fap.
Yes, and have a fap. All right, so first one is Kali the Ascended. So this is one of 3 known cards that are Ascended. There's going to be Ascended Kali, Ascended Z, and Ascended Luca. They're the ones that have been said by Teramis. So there we go.
And the art for Kali Ascended has actually been integrated into the home screen for the game now. That art is actually in the game client.
Exactly, but this is the animated version, and it is gorgeous.
You want to see something? I like it so much. I've got it on my cell phone. Look at that.
Nice.
I've got Kali Ascended on my cell phone.
Nice. I've actually got the one of the ones we're showing as well, the Avatar of Ling Bao. I've actually got that on my phone as well. But no, yeah, absolutely gorgeous art. Some of the honestly, one of the best. One of the best, top 10, definitely. Top 10. Alright, what's the next one I've got on my list? Oh, of course, Z, the Ascended. This one is
a really beautiful card.
Gorgeous. It's on it. Well, for me, it's better than the Kali one, but that's just because I love DoD. But
it's just really beautiful, and the incense in her hands, the incense smoking away, and the way the wings are moving so peacefully. It's just a really beautiful card.
Yeah, it needs some kind of tranquil Japanese music behind it or something, doesn't it? Whenever it's there. But no, it's brilliant, and those petals are forever falling. They will never fall and hit the ground. It looks kind of weird when you look at it like that, actually. But yeah. Again, it's this is the other Ascended. Unfortunately, we don't have the Ascended Luca art. It's not been given out yet, but hopefully Terminus will spot it at some point. But so we can't. Yeah, so these are going to have the Ascended tag on them, so that's going to be great. So the next one on the list is this one. We have shown this previously on our previous cast. Agent Coil Soul Seller.
That was the one that LV brought us himself in episode 7 of the Infinity Cast. If you haven't watched episode 7 of the Infinity Cast, we had LV Coil on, and he brought us the Soul Seller himself. That's the card where Coil becomes the bitch of Aurora.
Pretty much.
Here's a question. If they hung him from a tree, why'd they let him keep his gunblade? Why wouldn't you take the gunblade away from the dude? Come on.
Yeah, you should do, but maybe they can't. Maybe it's fused to him or something. I don't know. It's part of him potentially. I don't know, but no, it's a very, very cool art. Very cool, and yeah, a new coil. Everyone be excited.
New coil.
Yep. Image 6. This guy, I don't know how to pronounce this guy. I just keep calling him. I just do that.
Oh, Tighrug.
Tighrug the Insane.
Tighrug the Insane.
Yeah.
He's got demons ripping out of his skin, little demons eating their way out of his flesh. It's pretty. I'd be insane too if I had demons eating their way out of my arms and back. That'd make me insane.
Yep, pretty much. So this new Exile card, obviously, he is a beefcake. He looks massive. He looks like he could beat any Warpath card into the ground, but we'll see what he do. We'll see what he can do.
But really, he's a dwarf, also.
Yeah,
it's just his scale. He's also a dwarf.
He's actually smaller than a one of many. Stood up. Potentially. All right, this one is the Avatar of Ling Bao, or Ling Bao's Avatar. I can't remember which way it's gone round.
Avatar of Ling Bao.
It's Avatar of Ling Bao. I always get it mixed up which way it is round. This one's glorious. So it's Ling Bao doing a little dance, and then a giant snake comes out of nowhere. So hopefully, potentially, this means there's going to be one for Dao and Yuan Shi as well at some point. But the art on this card is brilliant. Again, it's DoD.
The art is brilliant.
Yeah,
it's part of a series in the Ascension set. Actually, Nova and I know what it does. Can't tell you what it does, but it's there's a series of theme cards. Each faction gets a card of a specific mechanic, and Avatar Lingbao is the mechanic card for DoD.
Yeah, and it's amazing. This new mechanic you should all be hyped for, definitely. So look forward to that card. I can't wait to put that card into use. Right, this one, Summoner of the Deep. I haven't shown this on my stream. I think I showed it when we first heard about it, but this is a while ago when we heard about it.
Yeah, we've had that art for months and months.
I don't think I've shown it on stream recently. Summoner of the Deep is really cool. Obviously a Varroa card. And it summons demons from the deep. So, who is that on the edge, anyway?
I don't know. It doesn't look like a character we know.
No. Not really.
I mean, she's wearing a hood like Aletta wears a hood.
I don't know.
But Aletta has a staff.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just like to know, like, if they put cards like that, I like to know who it is or what other character it's based on or whatever. So, okay, next image. This one's called. You've been sharing a lot on your stream. You like this one a lot, I think. Double Strikes. Is it Double Strikes?
Swift Strike.
Swift Strikes. So the art on this card is.
Yeah, it goes really good with the Led Zeppelin I play sometimes. Like, and the blood flying across the screen, zombie blood, brown zombie blood, just.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty cool. The art, as you can tell by just the art you see on the screen now, it's just getting better. The artists are just getting better and better and better. Honestly, I didn't think they could top themselves from Infestation, but so far they already have. They just have. It's just getting better and better and better. Like you compare this art to the original art from the core set, the stuff that was actually core set and not redone.
Yeah, there's no contest.
The difference is outstanding. So massive
all
props
the art
to the
in Ascension is just beautiful. I haven't seen any art that I'm like, what's this?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now after all those, we're going to show you some of the new faction. We've got two to show you here. One of them, the one you see on your left, guys, is this guy called Azael. And he's going to town with those guns.
He's some sort of lieutenant.
Yeah.
We're hoping that this art is not complete because animation's a little weird. And he appears to have multiple sets of wings for some reason.
Well, maybe he's just cool and he's got 2 wings. Sort of 4 wings. So maybe he's just I
don't like the way he moves his arms and head.
Yeah, he does move it a bit fast and stuff. But maybe this isn't the complete art. It's probably not finished. Which is fine.
But he's a boss. He's supposed to be a lieutenant of the Angel Army.
So he's still pretty boss though. And what was this one you called? You gave me? What was it called?
Heaven's Assistance. Heaven's Assistance.
This card is beautiful. It's obviously just art at the moment. It's not animated or anything. Or if it is just concept, it is still beautiful though. Angels with guns. How the hell are you going to stop that?
Why do the angels need guns? That's the only part I don't understand. Do they shoot heavenly bullets?
Probably. Well, they shoot purifying bullets, I guess, because they're here to destroy the zombie faction. So that's what they're here to destroy or help everyone destroy the virus and the law. So potentially. Being a card called Heaven's Assistance as well, so heavenly bullets sounds good to me. It's going to be fun though with this new faction, definitely. I can't wait to properly play with them.
I bet on each bullet is engraved WWJD on every bullet. They engrave "What would Jesus do" on every bullet.
I don't think Jesus factors into the world of Infinity Wars, really. Or the universes of Infinity Wars. It's probably in one of the rifts that opens up, but maybe we'll see that as another set of cards down the line.
Rift of Jesus.
Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. So those are some very, very nice preview cards we've shown you there, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. We can't wait for the Infestation set. So, yeah, pretty much that's pretty much it from us, guys. That's what we're going to show today. For the next few weeks, you're probably going to see slightly less than we do with the Infinity Cast, just because we sort out new guests and make sure we've always got content to show you. Make sure we can always do a decent lengthy cast for you.
Yeah, a lot depends on Lightmare releasing content. They're being hyped for the game, so get hyped, get
Indeed.
hyped.
Yes,
and there should be new stuff coming down the road. And if we can get a guest, we'd like to get a programmer, an artist on here for you guys.
Oh, we'd love to do that. Yes.
But we don't want to just do podcasts for the sake of doing podcasts. We want to be sure we have something worthwhile to talk about, and so hopefully we've done that for you. Hopefully this cast has been something worth watching, and you had a good fap to the artwork. Why do I keep saying that, huh? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me?
I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, that's it from us, guys. Make sure you check out our streams down below. NovaBlue 353 and of course ChessPiece at Twitch TV down below in the bottom corners, and also the links are below in the description. If you would like to see more of this art or whatever, please join our streams, because that's where we show it first. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. We'll probably be doing the next one in 2 weeks from today. So look out for it then. If you haven't watched any of the other Infinity Casts, you should go and watch them, especially the one with Alfie Coyle in it. So yeah, that's it from us. Thank you from us, and we'll see you later, guys. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Have a great day. Bye.